Ladies and gentlemen, friends, dreamers, entrepreneurs, students, workers, leaders, mothers, fathers, and most importantly, people who have ever been told you can't do it. Good evening. I stand here today with a simple message. You can design the future you want. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, another billionaire telling me to dream big while I still can't pay my rent, please relax. I was once rejected 30 times for jobs, including KFC. Imagine, they hired 23 people out of 24 applicants, and the one person they didn't hire, me. I was that unlucky chicken. But here I am, and that's why I believe you don't have to be born lucky, rich, or powerful to create your own future. You just need 3 things. 1, vision. See what others can't. 2, persistence. Continue when others stop. 3, a sense of humor. Because without laughter, the journey is too painful. When I was young, I was very bad at mathematics. Terrible. If you had asked me, Jack, what is 5x7? I would probably have said, maybe. Let me ask my cousin. Numbers and I were never friends. But imagination, that was my playground. I imagined myself as an English teacher, then as a tourist guide, then maybe as an international secret agent like James Bond. The problem was, I didn't have the math for accounting, I didn't have the muscles for fighting, and I definitely didn't have the looks for Hollywood, but I had imagination. And sometimes that is enough to start. One day I realized something very important. The people who succeed in life are not always the smartest in the class, not always the strongest in the gym, and not always the fastest in the race. They are often the ones who dare to dream when everyone else is laughing. Because let's face it, dreaming big looks ridiculous in the beginning. Think about it. Every great company in history started as a joke. When people first heard about Amazon, they laughed. An online bookstore? Who will buy books on the internet? People want to smell the paper. When people first heard about Tesla, they laughed even louder. An electric car? Impossible. Cars need gasoline. Electricity is for light bulbs, not highways. When people first heard about Alibaba, they laughed the loudest. Jack Ma, an English teacher building an internet company? Impossible. But remember this. When people laugh at your dream, it does not mean you are wrong. It usually means you're ahead. So if people laugh at your dream, congratulations, you are on the right path. The future belongs to the dreamers who dare to look foolish today so they can look brilliant tomorrow. Now let me tell you a secret. Failure is my best friend. You see, when I was young, I failed the university entrance exam twice, not once, twice. My parents thought I was hopeless. My teachers thought I was hopeless. Honestly, even I thought I was hopeless. But failing gave me something success never could, resilience. I learned that every time life knocks you down, you have 2 choices. Stay on the ground and cry, or get up, laugh, and say, is that all you've got? And believe me, life will keep testing you. The more ambitious your dream, the tougher the exam. But the good news is, unlike school, in life you can take the test again and again. The future does not belong to the people who are perfect. If perfection were the key to success, I would have been eliminated a long time ago. The future belongs to the people who are different, the misfits, the strange thinkers, the ones who ask silly questions, the ones who annoy their parents because they never stop imagining impossible things. When I started Alibaba, I knew absolutely nothing about technology. 0. If you had asked me back then, Jack, what is a computer? I might have said, something you use to cook rice. Because in my mind, machines were for kitchens, not for building global businesses. But I had one thing that was more important than technical knowledge. I had belief. I believed the internet would change the world, even when almost nobody around me agreed. At that time in China, most people had never even used email. Once I gave a talk about the internet to a group of business people, and one man raised his hand and asked me very seriously, Jack, can we eat it? Can we smell it? Another asked, is it like a fax machine but bigger? I laughed, but inside I thought, one day these people will not only understand it, they will depend on it. So I told them, don't worry, one day you will all be addicted to it. And I was right. Today we check our phones before we brush our teeth. Some of you are probably scrolling TikTok right now while pretending to listen to me. And here is the truth. The future does not wait for the most talented or the most qualified. The future is waiting for the stubborn dreamers, the people who keep pushing forward when everyone else shakes their head and says, impossible. Imagine your future as a house. To build it, you need 4 things. 1, a blueprint. If you don't know what kind of life you want, you'll end up living in someone else's design. Do you want a small, cozy house or a big, crazy mansion? Decide. 2, a foundation. This is your character. If you have no integrity, no values, your house will collapse, no matter how beautiful it looks. 3, bricks. These are your daily habits. Success is not built in one day. It is built brick by brick. Reading, learning, working, practicing. 4, windows. Don't forget to keep your house open. Learn from others, connect with people, let fresh air come in. If your house has no windows, you will suffocate in your own ego. Many people think success is about seriousness. They believe that if you look very strict, wear a dark suit, and frown all the time, people will respect you. But let me tell you the truth. Success is not about being serious. It is about joy. If you cannot smile at your work, your success will never last long. At Alibaba, we worked like crazy. Sometimes 16 hours a day. But if you walked into our office, you would not see robots typing in silence. No, you would see people laughing, singing karaoke, dancing after midnight, and even filming silly homemade movies where we pretended to be superheroes saving the internet. Why? Because the world outside our office was already full of problems. If you don't laugh, you cry. And trust me, crying doesn't solve anything except maybe earning you some free tissues and sympathy for a few minutes. I discovered that when you enjoy what you do, your energy becomes contagious. People do not follow leaders because of money, titles, or power. They follow leaders because of their spirit. A leader who can laugh at himself, who can make fun of mistakes, who can smile even when things go wrong, that leader gives hope. One time during a big presentation, my slides completely failed to load. Everyone was panicking. What did I do? I made a joke. Don't worry, the internet is just testing my patience. The audience laughed, the tension broke, and the meeting went better than expected. So my advice is simple. Don't just chase success. Chase fun, chase meaning, chase laughter. Because when you laugh, you are not just surviving the journey, you are enjoying it. And that, my friends, is real success. Now let me talk about something serious but funny. Education. Today, schools still teach children like we are preparing them for the 19th century. Memorize this, calculate that, don't ask questions, but the truth is, machines can memorize faster, calculate better, and never forget. If you want to design the future, don't compete with machines. Compete with what makes you human. Creativity, teamwork, caring for others, dreaming the impossible. This is why I always tell parents, don't worry if your child is not number 1 in math. Worry if your child never smiles, never imagines, never dares to be different. All right, so how exactly do you design the future you want? Let me give you my 5 golden rules. 1, start small but think big. Don't wait until you are rich, powerful, or genius. Start with what you have. Even a dumpling shop can become the next McDonald's. Surround yourself with better people. If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Find people who challenge you, teach you, sometimes even annoy you. 3, embrace failure, but never embrace laziness. Failure teaches you. Laziness kills you. 4, focus on what you love, not what others love. If you chase money, you might get tired. If you chase passion, money will chase you. 5, stay positive. Always. People ask me, Jack, why are you always smiling? Because crying doesn't make me money. Smiling at least confuses my enemies. I still remember some of the most embarrassing yet valuable moments from my early journey. One time I was invited to give my first big speech in America. I was so nervous that I completely forgot how to use the microphone. For 5 minutes straight, I stood on the stage speaking passionately, waving my hands like a kung fu master, thinking the audience was deeply engaged. People were waving back at me, smiling, and I thought, wow, Americans are so friendly. They love me already. But in reality, they were desperately trying to tell me the microphone was off. Finally, someone shouted from the back, turn on the mic. The whole room burst into laughter, and my face turned as red as a tomato. But from that day, I learned something important. Never take yourself too seriously. If you can laugh at your own mistakes, you will never run out of energy. Another time, in the very early days of Alibaba, I took a group of friends out for ice cream. At that time, I had very little money in my pocket, but I wanted to show leadership, to show that I was confident and in control. As everyone ordered happily, I kept praying silently, please, please don't let the bill be too high. When the bill finally came, my hands were shaking as I reached into my pocket. I paid, smiling as if I was the richest man in Hangzhou, but inside I was calculating whether I would have enough money for the bus ride home. That day, I realized another lesson. Sometimes leadership is about pretending to be strong even when you feel weak, about giving others confidence even when you are filled with doubt. These funny, painful little moments shaped me more than success ever did. Friends, the future is not something far away. The future is today. The decisions you make today are the bricks of your tomorrow. If you read one page today, tomorrow you will know one more idea. If you meet one new person today, tomorrow you will have one more opportunity. If you take one small risk today, tomorrow you will be one step closer to your dream. Remember, design is intentional. Nobody stumbles into greatness by accident. You must imagine it, plan it, and work for it. My friends, let me finish with this. 25 years ago, I was just a teacher with no money, no technology, no connections. Today, people call me Jack Ma billionaire. But deep down, I am still just that same teacher who believes in students, in learning, and in dreaming. If my story proves anything, it is this. You don't have to be the smartest, richest, or luckiest. You just have to be the most determined, the most resilient, and the most cheerful fool in the room. So go out there, fail big, dream bigger, laugh louder, and design the future you want before somebody else designs it for you. Thank you.